right. Thank you everyone for coming along tonight. We are going to cook some eclairs using a French language recipe. So I'm going to show you how to translate the recipe in Cookidoo and then how to translate on your Thermomix as well. So pretty groovy. I've actually pre-made the icing and the passion fruit filling so that we can just concentrate on the eclair itself and translating as well. Okay, I will just let that person in. All righty. So let me just quickly share screen. So everybody has a Thermomix that's here tonight. Hi, Michelle. All right, I am just going to share screen with my Cookidoo. Let me know if you can't see it. All right, so I am, one more. I'm going to hit explore. Let's start with exploring and let's write something. Eclairs and type it into Cookidoo. So because I have English, if you can see the filters here that I have set, I have English set as my language. So there are only 4 eclairs that have come up. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to get rid of English as the filter. So you can see now that we have 74 results. Now, Cookidoo has an app, the website, and the Thermomix itself. It's a recipe platform that has 80,000 recipes on it and adding every day. So what I'm going to show you today is I've actually logged in to Cookidoo under the website itself, and I have opened it in Google Chrome. So because I've opened it in Google Chrome, we've got, so I've taken English filter off. We have a whole stack of different language recipes. So I'm just going to click on this one, mini eclair. And if you can see up there, mine has automatically translated Italian to English. So strawberry candy mini cream mini eclairs, and you can see that it's all translated. Now, if it doesn't translate, because sometimes it has trouble with, say, Polish or some of the Slavic languages or Chinese, you can actually right-click and click on Translate to English, and it will do that as well. So let us go back. Now, I am going to show you, so there's all sorts of savory and sweet eclairs, lots of gorgeous looking things, lots of chocolate, lots of pistachios. So I have actually chosen tonight the passion fruit eclair, and I have put it in my week, which means that it's on my Thermomix now as well. So this is automatically translated from French to English, and here is our recipe. So I will show you what, and because it's 3 hours and 20 minutes, and we've only got about 45 minutes, I've shortcutted and done some of the prep work already. So let me talk you through it. For the white fondant, it says place the sugar, glucose, and water in a saucepan. Well, I don't need a saucepan. I've actually got my Thermomix, and I did it to 115 degrees. And then I did the whisk, but I did find with this recipe that there wasn't enough sugar in it. And so it just stayed clear and runny. So I've gone back and redone it. But of course, you know, recipes are trial and error. So I will show you how that has turned out soon. Then I did the passion fruit cream. So I've done the milk, the passion fruit in the mixing bowl. Then it says cornstarch, but obviously it's corn flour, eggs and sugar. I've cooked for the 8 minutes. Then I've whipped it for 5 seconds and I've put it set it aside and then put it in the fridge for more than an hour. So that's in the fridge right now. So then what we're going to do is do our choux pastry and then our finishing. All right. So if anybody has any questions so far as yet? Hi, Michelle. Do you actually, thank you for coming along to Helen's cooking experience. So we've got, Helen is hosting a cooking experience tonight. So every week, if you invite 2 people, you can host a cooking experience within the virtual and get access to the host rewards. Do you actually have a Thermomix, Michelle?
No.
You don't?
No.
Have you seen it before?
Only friends using it and that sort of stuff. I've never actually seen it demoed. So
okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'll try and do bits and pieces.
Yep.
And then at the end, if you'd like, you're going to leave soon, but that's all right. I'll hopefully show you as much as I can.
Yeah, no, that's fine. That's fine.
Cool. All right. So with every Thermomix, we've got our time, our temperature, and our speed. The TM6, though, is a little bit extra because we have a bunch of modes. So we have self-cleaning, we've got turbo, we've got dough, so you can whip up your breads, we've got egg boiler. You just put the eggs in the base of the bowl, fill the water, and then choose how you'd like your eggs and then walk away. And it'll give you a yell when it's finished. Then we've also got kettle, fermentation, peeler, sous vide, and we've just added to our Thermomix accessories, and we have the cutter. So I will show you the cutter in a minute. What we might do is we'll just crack on because this takes a few minutes, but here is the cutter itself. What it does is it slices in two sizes, so thick and thin, and you turn the blade over and it shreds thick or thin. So it's pretty much what everybody has been waiting for from Thermomix, and it's arrived. And it's one of the host rewards at the moment. So that's what Helen has invited some friends along. Okay, and then, so we have 3 screens on the TM6. We have our center screen, our mode screen, and then, of course, we have our Cookidoo screen. So like I said, Cookidoo is a recipe platform. It has about 80,000 recipes on it, adding more every month from every country. However, what I've done is I normally set my filters to English, so I have access to 10,000 recipes. And the app, the website, and the Thermomix itself are all connected via Wi-Fi. So anything that you do on the app or the website will pop up on your Thermomix. Now, what it does is we click on the recipe and then we follow the recipe step by step. So that, and there's a picture at the start of every recipe and a picture at the end of every recipe. So let's have a look here. And I have actually, in my week, I have meal prepped, and I have actually put a couple of different Eclair recipes in there. And then I made a cafe-style banana bread today. And there's our Eclair passion. Can everybody see the Thermomix screen? Yep. Cool. Okay, so picture at the start of every recipe and a picture at the end. Then we've got, you can look at all the prep time, the ingredients, the steps, and you can see that each of the steps is highlighted. So I have actually done the fondant step, and I have done the passion fruit step. And so I'm just going to go to the choux step, which I'll do in a second. But then you've also got utensils, hints and tips, that sort of stuff. So let me go back to the step where our choux starts. So I'm going to click on there. Now, that is in French. So I have selected off my app or my website And on the website, I could see it in English because my Google Chrome translated it for me. So what I'm actually going to do now, because I've actually got my phone looking at the screen, I am going to use my iPad. Hopefully you'll be able to see it. So what I'm going to choose is the app, Google Translate, which is here. Now, what I've actually done here, there we go. I've chosen French because I know the recipe is in French. To English is the translation that I want. And then I'm going to press the camera because I'm going to put the camera over the Thermomix. No connection. Come along, dear. And that would be the one thing I didn't do, was connect it to the internet. One moment. Oh, here we go. And I can't. Anyway, because I don't have, we've just moved house. But in theory, if I would normally use my phone and just hold it over there, and then in the middle, it will actually show me that that's asking for 150 grams of water. Okay, and so for the people who haven't arrived, I pre-made some little eclairs, and we're going to fill them in a minute once we've actually made the other lot. So I've taken this off. It's gone to -330, so I just tear it. So whenever the recipe requires a weight of an ingredient, the scales will come up on the screen. And every single step. So if I need to turn the oven on, it tells me to turn the oven on. If I need to oil a tray, it will tell me to do that. So 150 grams of water. So it's 1 gram increments. So it's very, very sensitive, because the older models actually did 5 gram and 10 gram increments. So 1 gram increments is awesome. Then it wants 80 grams of butter, which I have here. 79 grams, close enough. 1 teaspoon of salt. So you can either put your laptop or your iPad next to you and follow the recipe from the Cookidoo there, or you can do the translation on the screen, but you're still following the recipe. There's a teaspoon of salt. Then we've got 15 grams of caster sugar. Good thing I made this just an hour ago. Don't think that I can read French. Oh, 13, 15. There we go. And then next, it says to place our basket on top. So I'm going to do that. And then it's 5 minutes, 100 degrees, and it tells me to turn it to speed 1. It shows me where speed 1 is, and it won't let me actually go past speed 1. So I just turn there, and away it goes. So once the bowl itself, so it says 100 degrees here. Once the bowl itself gets to 37 degrees, you'll have a little 37 above the 100, so that you know the bowl is 37. Once it gets above 60 degrees, the line around the circle will turn red, and so will our green lights here will turn red, just to let you know that this part of the bowl is hot. Once it's over 60 degrees, so there we are at 37, and then 40, and we'll just watch that. There we go. 45. So has anybody actually made eclairs before? The old-fashioned way or with the Thermomix?
Old-fashioned way years ago.
Oh, really? Oh, cool.
I think it was at school.
Oh my God, that's a good school. We did, all I remember, there we go, 60. Our lights have turned red and the line has turned red. All I remember from school is the day that we did apple, like stewed apple slices, and basically mine and my partner's was just apple stew. It was mush. That's all I remember at that one debacle day. All right. So then it does counting down and it will let us know when it's finished. So when you're using the Thermomix, you can just walk away. It'll give you a yell to come back. And you can actually change the tone of the sound, the volume of the sound, and how long it goes for as well. And so there's all sorts of things that you can change. So we'll just pop back. I will share screen again. And we will go back to our eclairs. Now, something else that we can do, let me just look here. I'm actually going to put Google Translate up here as well. Hang on. Google Translate. So I'm going to pop that up because I want to show you something. I am going to swap English. And then what I want to do is I am going to go simplified Chinese. Can everybody see that? Yep. Okay. So I'm going to put in English. I'm going to type in, there we go. Chicken, right? And there is so chicken, fowl, chicken, there's a couple of different symbols, Chinese symbols. What I am going to do is I am just going to select chicken and I am going to copy that symbol for chicken in Chinese. I'm going to come back here. I'm going to hit explore and then I am going to paste that symbol in. Because different languages and also Chinese, as you can tell, if I typed in chicken, it's not always going to come out with chicken recipes. So, lots of things are called different things in other languages. So same as, zucchini and courgettes. Let's hit that. So I'm going to take away English. And there we have 847 simple Chinese recipes with chicken. So then once I open one of them, let's open that one, my Google Chrome has actually translated for me automatically. And don't forget that if it doesn't, you can just hit translate to English. So sand ginger chicken. Ooh, clean the whole chicken. Ooh, don't know if I'll be doing that. Head and legs removed. So sand ginger, so obviously that's powdered ginger. Scallion oil, Thermomix homemade, you can definitely make that. Okay, all right, let me stop share. And let's have a look. So was that interesting? Okay.
Yes, very.
Was.
Yeah, it's so much fun. So then, so find the different words for things that you want to look for, and it will help you explore a lot more. Okay, so 120 grams of flour. I have here. So now if it goes to -1 or -2 after you tear it, don't panic. It's 1 gram. And with the other Thermomixes being 5 and 10 grams, 1 gram is less than nothing to worry about. Okay. Oh, 123. 120. Cool. Okay, then it says without the MC on. So it does give you pictures. It's going to go for 20 seconds on speed 4. Oh no, insert. Hang on. Let me just double check with my recipe, because I don't want to be very wrong and make a disaster. So in English, 5 minutes, 100, speed 1, add the flour, replace the simmering basket with the measuring cup. Good to know. And then mix 20 seconds, speed 4. Okay. All righty. Let's go back. Oh, lost you guys. Hang on. There we go. Okay. So 20 seconds at speed 4. It's just going to mix it. And I'll show you what it looks like. Next, right, we need to lift it off and let it cool for about 10 minutes. So we'll do a little bit more learning. So it says lift it off the Thermomix and sit it aside and let it cool down for 10 minutes. And then when we come back, we will add the eggs and stuff. Did anyone, do you guys want to see a bit more on Cookidoo? Yeah? No?
Yes, please.
Yes? Okay. No worries. All right. So let us share. There we go. All right. So there's 86,617 recipes so far. Like I said, they all add every month, all the different countries. Now, something you can also look at is a thing called collections. So if you're looking for, say, slow cooking, let me type in slow cooking or slow cook and hit enter. So you've got 2,300 results found. But what we can do is change from recipes to collections, and we've got our slow cooking collections. So you can actually look at that more in depth rather than just hunting through a bunch of recipes. Then, so there's an absolute stack. Ooh, comfort food, nice. Okay, then you can look at that in the app and on the Thermomix itself. However, opening your Cookidoo in the website gives you one more extra feature, which is articles. So let's look at articles for slow cooking. And there you go. Slow cook mode. Slow cooking. So when there's multiples of things, that means that if you just had Australia chosen, you'd have one. If you just had America chosen, you just have one article. But because I typed in slow cook, which is in English, I've got all of the different ones. So say there's 5 of them. One will be from England, one America, one Canada, one Australia, and then probably Switzerland. So you just go through So there's slow cooking mode, a thing about slow cooking. Let me show you what it shows you. So there's a spiel and tips, finishing touches, thickening recipes, and good to know. So you can see that 28 ounces of meat. So that means it's the American one. And then you can click on slow cooking recipes, and it will take you to one of the collections of slow cooking. Okay, so we can go back. Now the other thing let's go back to recipes. Now, the other thing with your website, the app is fantastic for doing all your stuff, all your in-depth things, such as meal planning, put your things in the shopping list, all that sort of stuff, doing all your planning. But opening the website gives you a few extra things. When your subscription runs out, so it's $69 a year, you get 6 months free when you purchase the TM6. And then after that, it's $69 a year, which is $1.33 per week. Now, what you need to do is come to your profile. And so I've changed my language to English. I've hit update filters. I've changed my language to English and taken away Australia as a country. And that's how I get the 10,000 recipes in English. But then you also, if you come back to my account, that is where you will update your membership of Cookidoo. You can't do it on the app and you can't do it on the Thermix. You need to do it within the website when it reminds you that your subscription has run out. Okay. And you can put a little picture of yourself in there. And you could say, because when we hit explore, it'll say, hello, Lisa, what would you like to cook today? You could, you know, if you're feeling a little bit low, you could say, hello, sexy thing. What would you like to cook today? You can change it to whatever you'd like. You're the only one that's going to see it. So that's kind of fun as well. Then also here we've got featured. So you've always got the latest recipes. There's some recommendations for you. So when you've chosen what kind of cook you are, it'll give you recommendations. You can change what kind of cook you are anytime. So you can go from chefy cook to classic cook anytime. There's 4 or 5 choices. Then we've got the cutter. We've got scaled recipes. So that's the other thing a lot of people have been waiting for, is recipes that you can scale. So far there's about 100 recipes that you can, the Cookidoo itself will automatically let you change, say from 4 portions to 6 portions or 2 portions to 4. But there's more adding all the time. Let's have a look at Chiang Mai noodles. So see where the serving size is, where your little arrow is. If I click on that, I can either choose, it's normally for 4, I can choose 2 or 6. And then press cook today and away I go. Cook it on my Thermomix. But then you've got other ones. Let's have a look at the Pasito. That might not be. So this one has not been formally changed for portion changing, but you can do it yourself. So make it your own, your recipe, your responsibility. So you've just got to remember that. Start. So we're already at 8, so we can go down to 4 or 5. Now you can see where the ingredients are, that it's changed it to green. If we had a recipe which started at 4 and gave you the option of 6 or 2, if you go up to 6, the ingredients will be in green, but because we've gone lower, the ingredients are in red. Now, the difference with doing your own changing taking responsibility for it, is that you click on save and then done, and that will actually save to your created recipes. So when you're looking for it to you cook it on your Thermomix, what you do is go to your created recipes, open that, see that it says 5 portions, and then cook today, or you can add it to your week or to your shopping list. Now, with created recipes, what they are is those ones that you have changed the portion control. They're also ones, so I have actually changed this creamy tomato and salami fettuccine because I've brought it over from Cookidoo itself and brought it into creative recipes because I use light Philly instead of cream, and I use bacon instead of fettuccine, bacon instead of salami, sorry. So I've actually changed it within my own recipe. Then I've also got a tag for leftovers, so I can pop that into my meal plan for the week to remind me to use leftovers. And then the other place that you can bring recipes from, the only website that you can bring recipes from is actually recipecommunity.com.au. There's actually a button within each recipe that says transfer to Cookidoo or move to Cookidoo. And then you can bring it over. But then I would suggest that you would open it on your laptop in the website, because then you need to change it from a big block of instructions. And then see down here, you've got the edit button. You can then start putting it into the actual steps that you would use to go on your Thermomix. So when it gets to this step, 150 grams of raw sugar, I can actually bring the scales up on the screen. So if you want any actual further instruction on that, let me know if you find a recipe that you want to do, and we'll Zoom, or I can come to you and we'll actually go through the steps to do it. I just wanted to show you how it works today. All right, let me just stop share and we'll come back to our recipe. So don't forget we've got that. And then what it actually says, preheat the oven to 200. So I'm not going to do it. I'm going to actually do it in my oven later. And then put baking paper on a tray, put our bowl back in the Thermomix, put the MC on. So we're going to put the lid on and the MC on. Good thing for pictures. But what I'm actually going to do is going to do 1:30 at speed 5. And then what it says is during that time, pop in 1 egg at a time every 15 seconds. So I'm going to start with 1 egg. And then next, it actually says put 3 eggs in 15 seconds at a time. So I'm going to start that. So I'm going to put that one in. I can still see the seconds up here. Seconds. So another egg in. There we go. I'll just put some eggs. crumbly thing. Okay, so we're nearly there. So next, now we've actually got a video, if everyone can see that. I'm going to play it. So what it says is to put, I'm actually going to try something new. I've got my tray. Now, the first time I did it with the Thermomix baking mat, but I'm actually going to try the second batch just with baking paper and see how it works out. The other thing that I did was I tried different things, how I actually piped out the eclairs. So the better eclairs I found were the ones that I just piped straight out, whereas these ones are actually ones that I tried to make bigger and fatter, but they did actually end up flatter. Whereas the one that I just piped straight out smoothly and clearly ended up the better result. So it's good to just try a few different things. I mean, it's only, you know, a few ingredients, so it's not too bad. So let me just play this video. So it goes to the whole screen and it actually shows you how to put your dough in there. There's no sound, just video. So that's something also amazing that the Thermomix will do, was actually show you videos of things that you need to do. So I've actually got a Thermomix piping bag. I've actually cut, they come with a small hole. I've actually cut it to suit the thing. I am using the largest clean piping nozzle, which says 11 on it. And then I'm going to screw this on. Then, like what they have done, I'm actually going to get myself a container. Tilt that down. I'm going to put this in the container and pop that over the top. Oops. So I can fill it better. And then with the nozzle on the bottom, not so much will spill out. Okay, so then let me show you. There's our dough, looks lovely and shiny. And then I just use, let's tilt that up a little bit. I just use my spatula. Drop it in. Start with that. Then, like the video, just bring it up, twist it. Now, the instructions said 10 to 15 centimeters, 5 centimeters apart. So I'll show you the ones how let's turn that around. There we go. So how I did it with the ones that turned out best was I just simply squeezed out a thing and did that. The ones that, oh, can you see that? The ones that didn't turn out as well were ones that I went and tried to do more filling. So like that, tried to make it fatter. Or ones that I tried to add anything on top. So and it says to put them 5 centimeters apart. So I'm going to do that. There we go. So you just do that, and then what it says is to turn your oven down to 180 and then cook for 20 to 25 minutes. So I've done that. I'll just put these aside. I've done that and come up with these. So like I said, this one's one of the better ones. So then what it says, so then we cook, turn it down to 180. So don't open the oven while it's cooking because that can make them go flat as well. Then it says clean the bowl. And then what we're going to do, it actually says to hand whip the passion fruit filling. But I have a Thermomix. I'm not going to hand whip anything. So what I'm going to do, I actually have a second bowl. I am going to come out of the recipe because I know that I can do that. And then I have control again of my time, my temperature, and my speed. So I am going to pop. So there is my passion fruit. It's actually quite solidified, which is what you want. And now I'm just going to whip it up as soon as I find my butterfly, which is there. So I'm going to put the butterfly in. The butterfly actually goes in. There's a higher blade where the blade actually goes up. You put it to the left of the higher blade, turn it a little bit left, and then try and pull. And you can actually, whoop, and it actually sits in there. Now, the butterfly actually says, do not go over speed 4. So we're not going to go over speed 4 because the butterfly itself will fling off and chop to bits. So I am going to just throw some of my passion fruit cream in there. I'm going to pop the lid on, pop the MC on. I'm going to go to speed 3, I think. Going to go for it and then see how we go because I know that speed 4 is too high. And then I can just press stop. And then that has actually gone a little bit runny. Let's have a look. But that's quite nice. So you can, or you can choose to hand whip it, like it said. But not a big fan of that. But you might actually find a whichever way is better for you. So I'm going to get my next piping bag here, and I'm going to get this. Or, hang on, I'll just pull the other thing apart because I've actually only got one set of. Yeah, I'll just squeeze it back into the Thermomix. I've only got one set of holders. Okay, I'll just pull that off. So that's clean anyway, and I won't be using the same nozzle. I'll be using a thinner nozzle. So pop that in there and then take this out. Well, it's not showing you the massive mess I'm about to make. How's everybody going? I'll just rinse this off so I can put it in the other one. So, rinsed out. Then I've got a smaller nozzle here. Just going to pop this in. Put the smaller nozzle on. And then do it up. And then I'm ready for there. As you can tell, I don't do a lot of piping. Now, right. Some of that out. Now it says to pierce the end with 2 holes and then pipe it in. So that I haven't practiced yet. So we can have a good old laugh when I burst it for Eclair. That might not be enough. 1 sec. So it's actually passion fruit season. I got the passion fruit from the farmer's market the other day. So my passion fruit can be ridiculously expensive. Right, let's bring that up. Push that down. All right. A bit more. There we go. All right. So, put that down. So I'll get my second to best one. And stab through. I'll stab both ways just in case. Give it a burl. And then we'll put that in there. Ooh. There we go. Could feel that going in. Let's actually see if it does pop up one of these big ones, or if I just make more of a disastrous mess. It's feeling a little, because I haven't quite got enough in there. I'll just go from the bowl. So you can learn from my mistakes, well, not mistakes, my adventures. So this is not quite whipped, but we'll shove it in there anyway. There we go. Pushing it down. Right. Yeah. Twist. I'll try and pretend I'm an actual chefy person. Oh, okay. That filled it a little, but not, so it's filled the ends. So I would probably just do maybe mini eclairs and fill, and then they'll they'll, you know, they'll puff up a bit. Let's try the good one. No, let's try another slightly rubbish one. But like I said, it's a little bit of trial and error. So that filled. And that filled it a bit. And then our last bit is to do our icing. So the recipe itself asked for yellow colouring. But of course, that's the one thing I don't have. And then what it actually said was put it back in the bowl and mix it again. But I've run out of bowls now. So I am just going to put some of my icing on the top. And it would have been better. There we go. So obviously when you do this, you want a cup of warm water next to you to dip your knife or your spatula in. And that will actually make it lovely and smooth. Like we did the olden days. But there's my little eclair with passion fruit filling and a fondant top. All right, 7:55, we're under an hour, awesome. Let me just.
Good job.